day 3 of the adventure, still in Melbourne, but checking out of the Crown Towers on a Sunday morning, and a big thanks to Theo and Catherine, and making my way in the cab over to St Kilda, to Carlisle Street, and checking into Base Backpackers. And backpackers are just insane. You'll meet people from all around the world, the pool table there, the internet, everything you need. They've even got their own sort of bar and nightclub. And on the big screen, my favourite team are playing, the Hawthorn Hawks. But I had the camera out to meet one of the guys that work here. Here's Simon. Alright, Simon from the Backpackers, how are you?
I'm very, very good, mate. How you doing?
How long have you been at base for?
I've been here for just nearly 2 years now, yeah.
You must see a lot, I'd say, with people coming through daily.
Oh yeah, man, heaps and heaps. Lots of good times I had at the Backpackers, you know, lots of different people, lots of attractive foreign girls, which is always a good thing, you know. But it's a good place to be working at, really. Best job I've ever had.
Well, I love doing a show, mate, about stories. So how did it come to be? How'd you end up here?
I am from Melbourne. I was born and bred. I spent about 7 months in South America, sort of 2.5 years ago. And basically, I was, I don't know, really bored with my job, which was at the cinemas when I came back from that. And Bob sent my resume out to a bunch of different backpackers, and luckily got a job here, which is good.
Awesome. What do you recommend for young people to get out there and travel? I mean, it must have changed your life when you got out there.
Oh, mate, changed my life completely. I recommend, as soon as you can, as soon as you can afford it, get out of here, because everyone's restricting themselves if you're just living in Australia, I feel. Like, I think there's a lot to be seen.
Yeah, so there's Simon, he's a cool guy at base, and there's me putting the key in the door. You never know what to expect at a Backpackers. That's half the fun. And there's actually 2 girls, 2 sisters from London staying in those bunks, and a guy from Holland on the bottom bunk there. You put your gear in kind of a locker underneath, and my bunk is the top bunk. Haven't been on a top bunk in years. It's going to be pretty crazy, and of course the bathroom you all share, but a good adventure, that's for sure. And the Backpackers located on Carlisle Street, right near the heart of all the action in St Kilda. Of course, the trams with the cars, so different to the Gold Coast. This was a great idea. The veg out gardens there, I love that one. If you didn't grow it, then don't pick it. And all the little different areas where you can have your own little patch of land and grow all your veggies or whatever you want to do in there. A lot of people are making their own gardens up, and that's a pretty good example of it right there, the map of Australia with some stuff growing in it. But I thought I'd walk down to the beach, a lot different to the Gold Coast. The beaches down here in Melbourne, and this one in St Kilda. But the seagulls having a good time there. They look pretty healthy, and people hanging out by the beach and all the rubbish, either reading a book or having some lunch. And then I make my way over to the famous Luna Park. Insane inside there. These guys on the small little roller coaster, but it looked like a lot of fun, and I might check that out when I'm, or maybe go on it while I'm here, heading back to the Gold Coast on Tuesday. These guys just hanging around in midair. And the famous theatre, the Palais Theatre there on the beach in St Kilda, and check that out. Billy Ocean, I'd love to be at that gig June 12th, and the markets are on because it's a Sunday afternoon in St Kilda, so it was fun walking around with the video camera. Of course, the news of the day, Scud in big trouble, and how low can our TV sing? Good point there in the paper. This great story here, Kelly Cartwright, great athlete from Geelong. Of course, Phil Spector, the big news overseas, jail for 19 years. The AFL, always popular in Melbourne, and this story here was just unreal. Andre Roux, the famous violinist, $98 million a year he makes. But check this out, look, nobody wanted to make a record with me. It took him 7 years to get a record deal. He begged, and look at him now doing it. But look at that bottom line, I believed in myself, and that's what it's all about. If you chase a dream, then anything's possible. It took him 7 years. But for me, it was time to jump on a tram into town. When I pulled the camera out of Brunswick, this was the first thing I saw. Yeah, so there you go. Turn the camera on and a show is happening already, but it was time to catch up with a friend I hadn't seen in a couple of years, Nicole Wheatley, and fun walking around with Nicole and her friends. And the first place we went to, this is what we found. Yes, there you go. Melbourne is rocking Brunswick Street in Fitzroy on a Sunday night, and you just never know what you're going to see behind the doors. And of course, it was made famous by the Underbelly series on Channel 9 in Australia. But this bookstore was just absolutely awesome to walk through. Look at the titles there: Hot Chicks with Douchebags, Kevin Smith, Legend, and of course 2012. Some crazy stuff supposed to happen. But I met the owner, a guy called Gonzo. He checked out the website, the web show there on YouTube, and then we filmed a chat. And this is what happened. Tell us about your store.
Oh, Polyester Books, also known as Totally Weird Shit. We specialise in totally weird shit.
I've had a look around, there is some totally weird shit in here. How do you find all this totally weird shit?
Oh, you know, we look around and find it and look under, you know, sort of rocks and unusual places, and there you go, you know, sort of bizarre shit that people love it.
Hey,
you know?
awesome store. What's the story in you getting involved in it? You always been wanting to have your own store? Or?
Oh yeah, we've been here like 25 years. So starting off as a record store and then branching off into books 16 years ago. And yeah, just weird, bizarre things, and people bring in their own fanzines as well, self-produced zines as well, and yeah, we get bizarre DVDs and weird books, and you know, anything that the mainstream stores won't carry, then we tend to get it. Yeah.
How have you seen the publishing world change in the 25 years that you were just talking about? Like, has it always been totally weird shit?
What we have here, you know, because sort of frustration with, you know, the boring stuff they have in the mainstream shops, and just like, you know, stuff that I'm interested in, I thought, oh, well, maybe there's a few other people out there that are interested in it too. And there seems to be, you know.
I think there would be.
You know, so, you know.
It's pretty crazy. What's been your highlight being here so long? Like, what's the funniest thing you've seen, either in the store or around the area?
One of the funniest things was when the police knocked on the door and they kind of came in and loaded up about 20 boxes full of books and took them out, and that was, I had to maintain a sense of humour about that one, you know. Right. After about 12 months, I actually gave the books back and decided that, you know, that we were okay, that we weren't pedophiles or anything like that. We're just, you know, promoting totally weird shit.
Yeah, so it's definitely one of the coolest bookstores I've ever been in. If you're ever in Brunswick Street in Fitzroy, make sure you stop in there and say g'day to Gonzo and check out some of the titles. It'll blow your mind, some of the things in there, that's for sure. Gonzo even showed us one of his favourite picks before it was back to some of the nightlife and music. Those guys were awesome, and just around the corner we found this. There you go, a bit of action from a Sunday night in Melbourne, and this is all before 11 p.m. I couldn't believe it, because at about 11 I went back to the Backpackers to check out history in the making as Robin Soderling from Sweden took out Rafael Nadal. I mean, Nadal hasn't been beaten ever at the French Open, and to witness that was quite incredible. So it's all happening. A great way to end out day 3, and can't wait to see what's going to happen in day 4 of the adventure on the web show.